What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
So we got a little just a little teaser for The Last of Us. It was part of this HBO Max like promo reel of like shows and upcoming things. As far as I know, this is the first actual footage we've seen of The Last of Us. I know we've got some screenshots and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and watch that and talk about it a bit.
Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me.
You have no idea what loss is.
So it's like really nothing to get like too crazy over.
But it is happening.
It is happening, and I don't know how to feel about it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually played the games.
Yeah.
But I have watched a bit of what are those YouTube things called?
Let's Plays?
Let's Play. Yeah, I watched it a little bit, you know, because I'm a PC pleb, no PlayStation.
Hey, you're gonna get to play
Although
it soon.
Sony does have a launcher. Dan told us that a couple days ago, which is fucking hype. So hopefully us PC people will get to play some of the PlayStation.
Well, that is coming to
exclusives.
PC, the first one anyway.
Right.
The remaster.
But what I saw from that Let's Play video, it seemed like he did a good job on Joel's voice. What do you think about that, Dan?
I don't know. What did you want to say, Dusty?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, you were breathing like you were gearing up. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of The Last of Us, as you guys know. It's like probably one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game, like ever. And that's 1 and 2 combined because they're very connected stories, obviously. I don't feel like we need this.
Oh man.
And I think it's just I'm destined to hate it. General audiences might like it. People who haven't played the game might like it, but I doubt very much that I'm going to like it. And that's not to say I'm going to fucking hate it. It's just that I'm going to be like, whatever. And the reason being is like The Last of Us is it's a very special game. It's a special game because of the characters that are portrayed by Troy Baker as Joel and Ashley Johnson as Ellie. They have such a good chemistry in that game, and they just like fucking crushed it. I can't even describe it really. Like the game is about these two characters who just form a bond, and it really comes through because the actors themselves formed a bond and they love the characters. Every time they talk about it, they fucking cry and do all this crazy shit, you know? And it's like, it was just a very special game to them and those who played it, and Neil Druckmann and the other writers. And, you know, when the second game was announced, Neil Druckmann was like, well, I wouldn't have made this if I didn't think it would serve these characters. Like, we all love these characters as much as you, the fans, do. So we're not just going to do something that isn't worthy of it, basically.
So you think this isn't worthy?
Well,
this show.
Not that it's not worthy. It's just like we've gotten the bar for the performances of like Joel and Ellie are not Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey.
Right. We actually have talked about this before.
Yeah.
I think this exact thing, because we compared it to something that's already been brought to life versus like if it was a comic and then bringing the comic to life.
Yep. Right.
And
we talked about this some in Uncharted, I think.
Yeah. So it's like, I get what you're saying. Like it's already been fleshed out really well. You have voices already.
That's what I'm saying.
That you're familiar with. Yeah.
I think a good example of that is like The Watchmen. The Watchmen movie, I think, did a really good job of doing the things that your brain does when you read something, right?
Right.
Jackie Earle Haley's portrayal of Rorschach was like almost exactly what my brain like formed when I read the shit. And that's amazing to do.
Yeah.
So props to those guys. But we've already had a fully fleshed out performance because it's a video game. You're getting voice acting, you're getting motion capture, you're getting all that good stuff. And
Right.
I just don't see Pedro Pascal's a great actor. We've talked about him quite a bit, especially when we did the review for the Nick Cage movie that he
Yeah.
was in. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
too much about Bella Ramsey. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything. She's in Game of Thrones, so you guys probably know more about her than I do.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she was Lyanna Mormont.
Oh man.
I don't know who that is, but I haven't seen her in anything, so I don't really know. But again,
Oh, she was. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. That's why it didn't ring a bell. Never mind. Go ahead.
but yeah, so I don't know. Like we have Joel and Ellie. Joel and Ellie exist.
Right.
So
And I
Well, I
think-
think the purpose of these movies is
Show.
one show, movie, film.
oh,
yeah.
you're talking in general. I thought you meant specifically Last of Us. Sorry. Good.
Yeah. For people that have never played the game,
That's a good
that want
point.
to experience the story, and for people who may go play the game after this comes out, this is basically just because obviously, like Dan said, if you've played the games, you're obviously probably going to be let down because you've already been told a great story by great writers, by great developers, and great artists.
Yeah.
And they're basically just remaking it on a
Right.
different medium, of course. But when you're telling the same story or a similar story, it goes to like, a novel to a show or a comic book to a show or a video game. You're transferring the medium, but what if you're just telling the same story? You're just trying to make some money and get more people interested
Yeah.
in the product.
Yeah.
Well,
The
I want
true
to say
fans are often let down with stuff like this.
I want to say though, we had a similar thing to this with The Witcher, right?
Mhm.
They brought The Witcher to life, although we had an amazing story that we already experienced with The Witcher game.
Yeah.
But the show covers a lot of the same things that the game covers, but they also brought that to life. So
But
I think there's some hope there that it could be good.
But two points to make. One, most Witcher fans, at least of the game, are like, "Oh, Henry Cavill did a great job, but he's not like Geralt that we know." That's one. But two, my whole thing is not about the story. Story's completely different beast. Like you could shoot the story on film or in a video game or draw it on a comic book panel. The story is going to be the story no matter what. You're just seeing it again. So that's perfectly
Mhm.
fine. It's the characters. It's the fact that like they for all intents and purposes Joel and Ellie exist. It's like it just feels like that. It's like, oh, Pedro Pascal is coming in to not play Joel, but to play what's his name, who already has played Joel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like Joel is not like
It's like undermining what's already been created in a way.
Troy Baker is Joel. Now it feels like Pedro Pascal's got to come in and play
The
Troy
new Joel.
Baker. No, not even Joel. Troy Baker, because Troy Baker is Joel. I don't know if I'm like getting my point across really properly,
I
but
see what you're saying.
I mean, I understand
think,
the sentiment.
I think it's different though, because like you said, the story is the story, right? So different actors can have different takes on the story. They could play.
well, forget the story.
Joel-
Story is I don't care about the story. I know the story of Last of Us. It's I'm not arguing that. Like I'm sure Pedro Pascal's like his chemistry with Bella Ramsey is going to be great.
I mean, that's
and it's good.
but it's akin to saying something like, Robert Pattinson has been hired to play Michael Keaton.
Yeah, kind of. Well, all right. That's a good example. The bar has been set for the Joker. We all agree Heath Ledger's like a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Will probably never be surpassed in terms of his portrayal of the Joker. And that's most people's opinion. So now people coming in to this Joker role, it's
There's
like
Mark Hamill, there's Heath Ledger. and
forget
there's
Mark
everybody
Hamill.
else.
Forget Mark Hamill.
No,
Mark Hamill's
I
not
won't.
the Joker.
Sorry.
Nobody thinks of Mark Hamill when you think of the Joker. Just stop.
I do.
No, you don't.
100%.
No, you don't.
Okay.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Nobody does that.
I think of Joaquin
Insane.
Phoenix.
That's like saying you think of fucking Hayden Christensen when you think of Darth Vader. You don't think of fucking Hayden Christensen. You think of fucking what's
No.
his name. But my it's just hard for me to explain. It's like I could watch the story a billion different ways. The story's the story. Like Watchmen again, whether I read The Watchmen or watch The Watchmen, the story's going to play out the same way. And I'm sure, again, Pedro Pascal's a great actor. I mean, I know he's a great actor. I'm sure he's going to do a great job in the role. It's just not going to be the same. It's not, we already saw it, is my thing. It's like, I don't, like, why? What's the point?
Well, it's like I said, the same reason they did the Witcher show, right?
But the Witcher,
it's the same thing.
but the Witcher show is not based, it's not like based off the game. It's based off of a book. So, like,
I mean, it's the same. It's the story is the story. If it's in a book, if it's a game,
just, again, yeah, it doesn't matter what medium it's on. It's simply being transferred to another.
I see what you're saying, though.
I
as a fan,
I don't know. No, I don't know if I'm getting it across because you guys keep saying the story. It's not the story. It's literally the two characters. That's because the two characters are what makes the story. It's the story of The Last of Us is not at all important. It's just, it's a cookie cutter, like, zombie apocalypse. Like, yeah, there's like little minute details and intricacies and stuff like that. But the story is their relationship and their bond that they form over the course of the game. And we've already seen that bond fleshed out.
Not everybody has.
And for sure, I'm sure, like, Marvin, who hasn't played the game, but my aunt could fucking go and watch this show and be like, oh, wow, this is a really good story. But it's like, for somebody like myself and a lot of the people who have played the game, I'm going to be sitting there like, not buying it. They're not selling it. Like,
I think there's going to be both type of fans. I think there's going to be people like you, Dan, that are like, this thing hitting the same. I've already seen the real deal. And there's going to be people that are like, okay, this is great. They did a really good job of
this is why such moves are very controversial amongst the quote unquote fanatic, because some people love it and look forward to it. Some people hate it because it's different. I mean, it's like, changing a character's race or a sex, or, I mean, you could argue that it's any one of those things. Like, some fans are the characters are so near and dear to their heart. They've invested so much in them that they want them to be memorialized the way they remember them.
Right. Just let it be.
Not somebody else's vision, which, I mean, that's art. If somebody wants to take something and give their own, twist on it, that's fine. But I guess the critics are going to determine whether it's good or not.
We'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be bad per se. And I'm certainly trying to go into it with an open mind. It's just that, like, I have, like, cried, like, wept playing the Last of Us games, and it's because of Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson's very real love for one another, not in like a romantic way, but that comes through in the characters, and they've built that based off of playing these two characters.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
Right.
And there's some scenes in Last of Us that, like, literally just, like, you just fall apart. Especially in the second one.
I'm stoked to see Nick Offerman play Bill.
Nick Offerman's a great actor.
That's gonna be amazing,
and he'll be a great Bill. If anybody who knows Bill, like, Nick Offerman's a great casting choice. It's just, I just wonder, if Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey can pull off the same chemistry and that Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker already built, or even if they do, will I or other fans of the game even allow themselves to be open to it because we've already seen it? Like.
Yeah,
that's my whole thing. That's my whole thing.
This is a common problem with this stuff, and that's why I had problems with Uncharted. It's going to happen. You have to go in with concern and be optimistically surprised, or let down.
Rip it to shreds.
Your expectations.
And you said that quite a bit during Uncharted. Like, this isn't Nathan Drake, and I agreed with you. And I don't even like the Uncharted games. So that was so I guess when you do something, I don't know. I don't think it's possible to make a video. I don't see the need for a video game movie. I don't know why people try to set out to make video game movies. A video game is a movie. in
It
a way.
is. It's a better movie because
you're interacting.
it's interactive.
Right.
Yeah.
So like
Yes,
I don't.
It's an interactive story.
That's
correct.
why when
Yeah.
I see this, I'm like, like why? Like
Yeah.
Like I
You know,
get
I
that
said
every.
the same thing. Like when I saw Taylor Swift cover Earth, Wind, and Fire, I was like, why?
Yeah, we
Why would
have
she
the
do
better
this?
version of
We
it.
have the better version, and it's amazing. It's way you don't do it ever.
It's the same thing with Bob Dylan. Like you got all these people who fucking cover the shit out of Bob Dylan. It's like why? Bob Dylan's Bob
It's
Dylan.
9 times out of
Just
10, you're probably gonna fuck it up, but then every now and again, a remake is it's good.
Listen, again, I'm going into it with an open mind. I'm gonna watch it, obviously, and I can't stress enough. I love Pedro Pascal. He's a great actor. I'm not doubting his abilities. It's just the fact of like, I don't know. It's just different than a comic book character. You know, you mentioned Batman and stuff. Like anybody could step in and portray Batman or Superman or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just different because like it's a written thing. It's like
Yeah.
That's not a fair judgment.
think it's
though.
safe to
Anybody can
say-
step in and play Spider-Man, but not anybody can step in and play Joel. I don't.
I think
don't
it's
buy
safe to
that.
say, Dan, that maybe it's just not for you.
I
I
mean,
think that would be safe to say.
maybe not. I don't know. Again,
Because-
I wanna like it. I love Last of Us, so give me more Last of Us shit. I'm open
Yeah.
to it. It's just, you know, I'm just a little bit worried that I'm gonna be a little annoyed that like that it's, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I-
you're definitely gonna have some problems with the film or with the show. I can guarantee you.
Yeah,
But
you
that's
are.
a problem with being so invested in loving the original content so much. Is
Right.
like, you already have this. Well, obviously you have a vision because it's a game and you see it on the screen, but you have this visualization of what they are as characters and their
Yeah.
story and everything. And when they change it, it's different. And they're
Yeah.
gonna change it.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, we'll see what happens. I think it comes out next year, 2023. I don't know if we've gotten an exact release date on it yet, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments below if you're a Last of Us fan. I don't want to hear none of your bullshit about the Last of Us 1
Let
versus...
Dan know specifically.
No.
Yeah, so we got the trifecta here because Marvin hasn't played the games. I've played the first game. I have the second game, but I haven't played it. And Dan's played both games. So
Hmm.
What I was about to
They have a
say is
little bit of
very
experience.
specific. I don't want to hear your bullshit about the second one not being good because of A, B, or C.
Oh shit.
No, because it's
I
all
actually want to hear your bullshit about it. Leave a comment about it.
no, it's all dumb woke fucking nonsense. I don't want to hear your shit.
Dan might delete it though. So
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments below. Are you excited for the Last of Us series on HBO or not? Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button if you have not already, and check out our website harshlanguage.tv to stay connected with us. See you in the next video.
Asta.